Hello everyone, we're back. So, the last time we actually got as far to have gone through our harrowing, and now we know that first enchanter Erwing is looking for Lyra here. So, I guess let's go and find him. I think this... Oh, what have I done? Okay, this will be a bit of a confusing building, I have a feel. Yes. This is a circle, after all. Can I actually go that way? Yes, I can.
Don't know. Gregor hasn't said anything yet. And shh, we're on duty.
Yeah, there's no one here.
Someone's always watching. I swear it's like the walls have eyes.
Hey, did you hear about that apprentice they're going to send for?
Shh.
Oh, okay. I think that might have been about our character.
Yes, is there something you need?
That's a big door.
Yes, it is. Do you need something, or are you just here to state the obvious?
Mostly that. Oh yes, is this the only way out?
The only safe one, as far as I know. There are windows on the higher levels, but surely you don't need me to warn you of the dangers of leaping from them. It never ends well.
Oh, nice. Can I leave?
No, you may not. I'm surprised you ask. I would have thought you'd be used to this idea by now.
Why can't I leave though?
Only mages on official circle business are allowed to leave the tower, and the first enchanter has not informed us of any mages leaving the tower today.
What's out there? That's such a sad question. I mean, I've been thinking about this, and it's especially now that he says only on official business. This is just ridiculous, people being shut away like this.
For Eldon, it's not very interesting. Mostly farms, the occasional river.
All right.
Make a smile fortune on you.
So, yes, we're obviously in this circle, and Templars and mages. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. So they are all bound together, essentially. Living together. Must be tough going, really. But Templars can leave, I suppose. Nothing interesting.
Did you hear? Hear what? I heard they suspect someone of dabbling in blood magic. Why would anyone do something so stupid? That's a death sentence. That's what I hear anyway.
That's what I hear. Okay, so this must be the boys' room. The previous one where we woke up was obviously the girls' one. And all the same, really. Oh, because you would get the same sort of loot in both, depending on whether you play a male or a female character. Or the basement. I don't think I need to go there right now, though. Well, let's go around.
It is begun.
Alright, so I do tend to pick up a lot of crap, which
Must control the fire
I get rid
with
of
your
eventually.
will. Keep the flames steady. We don't want it sputtering and leaping about. That's what causes most of the injuries.
Injuries?
Alright, well then you.
Steady. It reacts to your
Was the
emotions.
harrowing scary?
Panic.
It must have been.
No,
Why else
no.
would they call it that?
Breathe.
Yes, I mean, it doesn't really.
Magic must serve man and not rule over him. Very good.
Calling it harrowing, you won't be looking forward to it, will you?
If I had put all my power
Nice.
behind that spell, you would have been obliterated. I am not your enemy. Fear is your enemy. It is a weakness that can be exploited. Should you face a demon with your will wavering so, it would consume you. Is that what you want? Congratulations on your test.
Why, thank you.
Did you hear the rumor about someone being a blood mage?
Okay, so these people you talk to, it really seems that you end up learning
As you
some
say.
important things about potential future quests. So we have an apprentice who they are looking for, and there's someone who potentially does blood magic. And Owain, okay, this is the Tranquil guy we heard about.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
Oh, what is the stockroom for? That's pretty straightforward.
I voluntarily submitted to the right of tranquility. I was unwilling to undergo the harrowing. I find this state agreeable.
Well, what else would you find it? What is it like not having emotions? I'm not sure he would really know the answer to that. Maybe he could state a difference between what it was previously like.
I see the world with clarity. I remember the days when my mind was filled with inconvenient and seething emotions. Now things are simple. What happened during the Rite of Tranquility? I was ordered to never speak of it. I cannot go against the Circle's wishes.
Well, what was becoming a Tranquil like?
It is difficult to describe. I would perhaps compare it to being plunged into a pool of ice-cold water.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, and now you are no longer a person. Well, I mean, he wouldn't be hurt by it. And technically he's not. Okay, I'm curious what the answer to this is.
My body is similar in form to yours, possessing an equal number of limbs, appendages, and internal organs. I perform the same physical functions. My mind is capable of higher thought processes. Am I to be denied personhood because I do not feel as you do?
A person is more than just physical parts.
I have thoughts and memories. I remember my past, my childhood in the tower, and my apprenticeship. These experiences defined me. My lack of emotion simply adds to what is already there.
But emotions are essential. I think they are, that the statement definitely was rude just because he doesn't have feelings.
I do not have the capacity to be offended. Still, I believe I am a person.
Alright, time to go.
Very well. Goodbye.
Okay. Can look around, maybe collect some loot.
That's not likely. The Chantry would do something before it came to that.
Will they? They haven't done anything, and I've heard that the Equitarians are starting to soften a little on the Libertarian position.
Sympathy for the position isn't the same as support. Yet. As far as I know, most Equitarians prefer to remain allied with the Loyalists. You can see why, don't you? Just think of what the Chantry would do if suddenly the Circles were petitioning for more independence, or even a split.
Won't be pretty.
Ah, the short-sighted Libertarians. They'll get their way and take us all down with them.
Okay, I do like to listen to some of the chat around here because it actually tells you quite a lot about the political situation inside the Circle here. I mean, it's quite complicated. We can see there's Libertarians, Equitarians, etc. So
I think someone's here to speak to you, Senior Torren.
Okay, well, might as well and learn something about this.
Hello. Congratulations on your harrowing last night. Good work.
Thank you. Well, I wouldn't just go outright. What were you talking about earlier? No, tell me about these fraternities because I have heard you talked about them.
They're found in all circles throughout Thedas. Groups of enchanters who hold similar viewpoints, who band together to make their voices heard. The most influential fraternity are the Equitarians. They are moderates and believe in a code of conduct that all mages should adhere to. Then there are the Chantry apologists, the Loyalists, The Chantry says something and they follow it to the letter. The Lucrosians just want to make money, and the isolationists would like us all to be hermits and live on an island. Then, of course, there are the libertarians. They want more power for the Circle, more autonomy.
Which do you belong to?
Huh. Well, if I had to, I'd say I was an Equitarian, but I ducked out of the fray a long time ago. Most of the senior enchanters are Equitarians. Irving, Wynne, Sweeney. Ulrid's a Libertarian, and a loud one at that. Mages have enough opposition from the outside without tearing our circles apart with infighting. But what can you do?
Giving up doesn't help anyone, though.
An idealist, I see. Well, if you're going to change the world, you should get started immediately. Lots of world to cover.
Well, that's the plan, thank you. Niall.
Hello, were you looking for something?
Well, I know what you were talking about. Who are you?
I'm Niall, a mage
Niall,
just
sorry.
like you. I've seen you around, haven't I? I must have.
What were you two talking about? I want to find out what fraternity is he in, if he's in any.
Oh, the fraternities. Groups of mages with a common agenda. I think we should all be isolationists. Stay in some remote mountain town, far away from the mundanes who hate us.
The mundanes, I kind of like that. Muggles. Well, if we run away, they'll never learn not to fear us.
They'll never learn that. I don't want to. I'd go hide alone in the wilds if I could. But you know they just brand me an apostate and hunt me down. There is no leaving the circle. It's till death do us part. Romantic, isn't it?
I do know what an apostate is, but nonetheless.
If you leave the circle, you become an apostate. And the punishment for leaving is death. Pretty grim, huh?
There must be mages, though, who aren't part of a circle.
I've heard of hedge witches who've managed to survive on their own, eluding the circle for a lifetime. But if the Templars discover them, well, you know what happens. Then there are stories about the Dalish elf clans having great magic. But who knows what's truth and what's fiction when it comes to the Dalish?
Alright, I should get going.
Alright, have a good day.
It was also an interesting cutscene with the other guy paying attention really closely to what we are talking about. Yes, so a lot of different fraternities in such a small group of people. Also, you can actually check some of the books. Okay, I will
It shall be done.
read these. Does it? Well, so yes. This is rather interesting, I thought. Sweeney. Oh, he's one of the guys they were talking about.
Oh, hello. I don't believe we've met. Are you new to the circle?
I'm a newly harrowed mage, but I've lived here all my life.
I'm sorry. There are so many of you, and I get confused. Not to mention, these old eyes are starting to go.
Everyone makes mistakes.
You're too kind. I'm old and about to fall apart. Nothing in the world can fix that.
Maybe magic could, though.
Not any magic I'd be caught doing. Anyway, did you need something?
No, just wanted to talk.
I'm not good at talking. Too much chatter makes my head throb. Don't you have lessons to get to? Shoo!
Shoo! So, we were just shooed away. Okay. Wonderful. Oh, I'm going in circles, aren't I? And Cullen. Oh yes. Okay. So the last time they were mentioning something about Cullen, and then I realized there's these little romance things going on in each beginning, basically, and So I think I managed to install a mod which kind of elaborates on this. I am not entirely sure what is going to happen, but yeah, we'll see. I am a sucker for a good romance, but I don't think this will be very. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure. Hello.
Oh, hello. I'm glad to see your harrowing went smoothly.
Do I need to go? He's stuttering a bit. So, well, I'll just go, hello.
They picked me as the Templar to strike the killing blow if you became an abomination. It's nothing personal, I swear. I'm just glad you're all right, you know?
Would you really have struck me down?
I would have felt terrible about it. But I serve the Chantry and the Maker, and I will do as I am commanded.
Okay, so, are you busy right now? This is really straightforward, isn't it? Like, maybe we should go elsewhere and continue our discussion. Are you busy right now? Maybe let's be a bit smoother, yeah.
Yes. Maybe we can talk another time.
Ooh, okay. This is not that kind of mod for sure. I know that much of this, so okay, I'll just go for it and we'll see what happens. I'd really like to see you in private. It's urgent. Oh, that was kind of sweet, I thought. Oh, items received. An amulet. Oh, that's really cute. Why, thank you. See, I do like the idea of, I mean, these people really are together all the time, so there's no way that something potentially wouldn't happen between some of them.
I'd avoid Leora if I were you. She's been rather testy lately.
Who?
Senior Enchanter, Leora, over there.
So, we've been just told to avoid someone. Naturally, we're going to talk to them.
You're not going to keep the first Enchanter waiting, are you?
Okay, we'll be back. Well, whenever in a game like this you're told not to do something, you have got to do it. I thought we were close to the... Oh, okay. So, we'll be back and bother this woman.
Many have already gone to Ostagar. Wynne, Aldred, and most of the senior mages. We've committed enough of our own to this war effort.
Your own? Since when have you felt such kinship with the mages, Gregor? Or are you afraid to let the mages out from under Chantry supervision, where they can actually use their Maker-given powers?
How dare you suggest?
Gentlemen, please. Irving, someone is here to see you.
Oh, hello.
Ah, if it isn't our new sister in the circle. Come, child.
This is...
Yes, this is she.
Well, Irving, you're obviously busy. We will discuss this later.
Of course. Well, then, where was I? Oh, yes, this is Duncan of the Grey Wardens.
Actually, I think the armor is also part of one of the mods, to be honest. Well, pleased to meet you.
You've heard about the war brewing to the south, I expect. Duncan is recruiting mages to join the king's army at Ostagar.
I would like to defend Ferelden.
With the Darkspawn invading, we need all the help we can get, especially from the Circle.
Well, Darkspawn, we know what the Darkspawn are, but we are going to ask about that.
They are twisted monsters that dwell underground where the sun's light cannot touch them. They have formed into a horde in the Kokari Wilds and threaten to invade north into the valley. I fear if we don't drive them back, we may see another blight.
Duncan, you worry the poor girl with talk of blights and darkspawn. This is a happy day for her.
We live in troubled times, my friend.
We should seize moments of levity, especially in troubled times. The harrowing is behind you. Your phylactery was sent to Denerim. You are officially a mage within the circle of magi.
Oof. Well, the phylactery thing, well, it's also basically them sending away their blood, so in case the mages escape from the circle, they can be hunted down, so I do not think that's something to feel that positive about. My phylactery, my leash, you mean? Yes, that's pretty much it.
Now, child, it's not that bad.
I'm sorry, what is this phylactery?
Blood is taken from all apprentices when they first come to the tower, and is preserved in special vials.
So they can be hunted if they turn apostate.
We have few choices. The gift of magic is looked upon with suspicion and fear. We must prove we are strong enough to handle our power responsibly. You have done this. I present you with your robes, your staff, and a ring bearing the Circle's insignia. Wear them proudly, for you have earned them.
That's all I get. There's some of these options. Well, what happens now? Well, let's say thank you.
It goes without saying that you shall not discuss the harrowing with those who have not undergone the rite.
Oops.
Now then, take your time to rest, or study in the library. The day is yours.
Awesome. Can I leave the tower? We know we can't, but why not?
Not yet. Remember, the tower's walls protect us as much as they protect others from us.
I will return to my quarters.
Would you be so kind as to escort Duncan back to his room, child?
Sure.
The guest quarters are on the east side of this floor, close to the library. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I have matters to discuss with Gregor.
All right, Duncan. Can we talk here, or...?
Thank you for walking with me. I'm glad for the company.
Let's just move along. Why would I even start the conversation then? Okay, so I wanted to talk to you a little more.
Yes? What about?
Well, what do the Grey Wardens do exactly?
Our duty is to battle Darkspawn wherever they appear. We are elves, humans, and dwarves united by this common purpose.
Elves?
Some of our most honored wardens have been elves. The hero, Garahel, the last warden to slay an archdemon, was one such. The Darkspawn threaten everyone. They do not distinguish between the races, and neither should we. Has being an elf in the Circle been difficult?
Well, I feel like once you're in the Circle and you're a mage, what really distinguishes you is that you're a mage. So that fact already hopefully binds them together, but who knows, maybe a little. I would say a little, definitely, because there's these racial stereotypes here. I know the city elves are always servants and things like that, so perhaps a little.
It is hard to change perceptions. I've tried to reason with many, and failed. If one has always seen elves as less than human, it's hard to imagine them as something else.
So it hurts when people talk down to me. Well, of course it does, but I'm a mage now. People should fear me. I don't care what others think of me. Well, no, she shouldn't.
A good attitude, though be careful not to take it too far.
Have there been many darkspawn attacks?
A horde has formed within the Korkari wilds in the south. If they are not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the horde.
An archdemon?
Darkspawn do attack the surface in ragtag bands, but archdemons are capable of rallying the Darkspawn, turning them into an unstoppable force. A horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army. It is dire news indeed. I fear this is what we will have to face.
The king is mustering an army to beat back this threat.
Yes, perhaps it will be enough if we play our cards right.
Yes, why were Irving and Grigor arguing about the war?
It is not my place to comment.
Can I persuade him?
Gregor serves the Chantry.
Yes.
And the relationship between the Chantry and mages has always been strained. You've realized by now that the Chantry merely tolerates magic? They watch only because they feel they must.
Well, they were arguing about war, though.
Any mages who join the King's army can unleash their full power on the Darkspawn. In fact, I'm counting on it. Gregor may be afraid of what will happen. What if the mages decide they no longer want to be governed by the Chantry?
What are your opinions on the matter? That is always interesting to see someone from the outside, although I know, well, Grey Wardens technically should not be involved in anything like this, but who knows?
I believe we must defeat the Darkspawn, one way or another. My opinions end there.
Yes, I suppose that's expected.
Yes, let's.
Okay, let's take Duncan back to his room. So, I think we learned some interesting things. This start area as a mage is very... Honestly, mages are always in the middle of everything here, so it really is a good place to start. Okay.
Thank you for escorting me.
You're welcome. Oh. Hello, question mark. Actually, exclamation mark. Can I speak about
Is there something
else?
else I can do for you?
Not oh, okay, there's a lot we can talk about. What is happening outside the tower? I feel we would get to the whole war thing again with this. How many mages have joined the King's army? That's a good question.
When the king sent out the call, the Circle of Ferelden sent only 7 mages to Ostagar. I asked King Caelan's permission to come and seek a greater commitment from the Circle.
How many mages could you possibly need? Why doesn't the king come himself? That's a bit of a stupid question. 7 is quite a few. Is it though?
I hope to place a mage or 2 within every contingent. I cannot do with just 7. Mages will make all the difference in this battle. The Darkspawn have their own magic, and our resources must exceed theirs.
Yes, I do feel like 7 is very little. So, then again, probably the Chantry doesn't want more going about, so we'll see. Do you think I could join the army?
I don't know. Do you?
Yes, I think I could help.
Then perhaps I shall speak to Irving about this later. Darkspawn are a greater threat than blood mages, even abominations. It takes decades for the world to recover from a blight. I wish the Chantry could see that. We must stop at nothing to defeat the Darkspawn. Listen to me. An old man's rantings can't be very interesting.
Oh, it was actually quite interesting. I learned much from what you said. As an apprentice, old men talking have defined my life. I don't want to be rude, but I kind of like that one.
Yes, I'm sure they did.
Have you ever seen someone use blood magic?
Once, in my youth, just after I joined the Grey Wardens. I was traveling with my mentor. We encountered a group of Templars hunting a blood mage. They were quite far away, so I cannot be sure of what I saw. He forced some of the Templars to turn on their fellows. It was dreadful to behold. He would have escaped had he not overlooked one Templar who snuck up behind him and cleaved his head in two.
Blood magic is evil. I'm sure he was just trying to I do believe that a lot of these cases are brought out because of all the fear against mages. But blood magic tends to turn people evil.
It is something to consider, certainly.
Alright. Do you know anything about the Tranquil? I would expect them to have some there, actually.
The mages whose connection to the Fade has been severed? Why do you ask?
Don't you think this is cruel?
It keeps them and those around them safe. Perhaps the sacrifice is worthwhile. I cannot say.
Alright. Yes, I should take my leave now.
Do not let me keep you.
Okay, so let's see what our friend Jowan wants from us. And I've been talking a lot to people in this episode. I feel this will be all about talking and then more action in the following one. I really think so. Let's see what's going on.
I'm glad I caught up to you. Are you done talking with Irving?
Going through another personal crisis. I think I am for now.
I need to talk to you. Do you remember what we discussed this morning?
Why are you whispering? It looks very suspicious. It does.
Shh. I just want to make sure we're not overheard.
No, it's less
We should
suspicious.
go somewhere else. I don't feel safe talking here.
Oh God, you're worrying me.
I've been troubled. I'll explain. Come with me, please.
Oh, hello.
We should be safe here.
In the chapel, the Templar's favorite haunt. You realize there's a priest standing right there.
Not a priest. I am merely an initiate.
Oh wait, I've seen you before. There's something strange going on here. Joan?
A few months ago, I told you that I met a girl. This is Lily.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes. See? This forbidden thing, they are not only forbidden from the Templars, obviously, but from the other Chantry people, which makes sense, but I mean, things are bound to happen. This is just ridiculous. They're so confined. Oh well. So an initiate, that's forbidden. I feel like her, who clearly has this connection with the Templar, would not really respond that way. I was beginning to doubt her existence. This fat cow is your lover. Oh my God. My condolences, Lily. I'll do the second one. I was beginning to doubt her existence.
I was afraid to tell anyone. Lily was becoming a Chantry priest. She's taken vows. Lily's been given to the Chantry. She's not allowed to have relations with men. If anyone finds out, we'll both be in trouble.
Did you bring me here just to talk about your affair? You can trust me, I won't tell anyone. You should rethink this relationship. Well, who am I to say anything, right? Love will conquer all. It's just a bit too idealistic. And you'll only have yourself to blame. Okay. Well, she probably wouldn't tell anyone. But yeah, it is not the best, I suppose.
Thank you. I knew you'd stand by me.
Yeah, great, get married, have some kids. Can I go now?
There is something else. Remember I said that I didn't think they wanted to give me my harrowing? I know why. They're going to make me tranquil.
Ouch.
They'll take everything that I am from me. My dreams, hopes, fears, my love for Lily. All gone.
Well, okay, that sounds terrible, or it's better than dying. It's really, I mean, he clearly doesn't want this. So when becoming tranquil when you want it, that's one thing. Being forced to be one, that sounds absolutely terrifying.
They'll extinguish my humanity. I'll just be a husk, breathing and existing, but not truly living.
Why would they do this to you?
There's a rumor about me. People think I'm a blood mage.
It is you
they
then.
think that making me a circle mage will endanger everyone.
Like I said, whenever there's a rumor going about, it's about a future quest. Man. Okay, so are they right about that? Yeah, that's a good question.
Of course not. But it's not safe here for me anymore. I need to escape. I need to destroy my phylactery. Without it, they can't track me down. We need your help. Lily and I can't do this on our own.
Give us your word that you will help, and we will tell you what we intend.
So you have my word, Lily. I have not met you just until now, apparently. So, what do I get out of helping you? I need to think this over. Can't be involved. Can't just explain everything to someone. Well, that's the issue. Usually, if these characters were to talk to someone, maybe it would be better.
If we tell anyone, Lily will be punished. If you care about what happens to me, help us.
Okay, I feel like they probably have a really strong relationship, long friendship and all that, so she would probably help him. Yes, I give you my word.
Thank you. We will never forget this.
Okay, tell me your plan, make it quick. So, what do you intend to do?
I can get us into the repository, but there is a problem. There are 2 locks on the phylactery chamber door. The first enchanter and knight commander each hold 1 key. But it is just a door. There is power enough in this place to destroy all of Ferelden. What's a door to mages?
It definitely will be a magical door.
We have no choice. We cannot get our hands on both keys. I once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to apprentices.
Okay. Well then, I will go to the stockroom and retrieve the rod.
We should stay here. One mage at the stockroom will attract less attention than a mage, an apprentice, and an initiate.
Yes, you'd only slow me down, so I have to do all the dirty work. Well, I do. I mean, I'm technically this. Lyra is actually the mage. So, whatever. She'll go.
Good luck. Our prayers go with you.
Okay, so I feel like we have been talking a lot this time, and there will be a lot more questing in the following one. But then again, I do feel that getting to know the mage starting area and what actually happens to these characters is quite important. So I really don't mind chatting to these NPCs at all. But nonetheless, in the following one, a lot more questing going on. So thank you all and see you next time.